This is Smithy.tv.
Hey, gang, this is Smitty TV. I'm Kenny Robinson.
And I'm Clifton Joseph.
And we are breaking down the news.
All the time.
And you know what is the most broken down piece of news that I'm tired of hearing about? But every time you think you've heard the last and the lowest, my man comes up even lower than before.
You got to be talking about Donald T. Trump.
The Donald. Orange is the new redneck.
Which is like the old redneck.
Which is...
What's up with Trump then, Kate?
Well, Trump is, well, first of all, David Duke, a man who's not been heard since he tried to run for...
Grandmaster of the Ku Klux Klan back in the day. Former Grandmaster.
He retired because he wanted to go legit, too legit to quit hating. And last time I heard from him was when he was running for governor of Louisiana. And he lost that because the good people of that bad state knew what he would do for...
He was better than them.
Could you imagine if he was governor during Katrina?
Oh, gosh. I mean, he'd be calling for water to throw in...
He'd have had officers shoot life rafts. Anyway, so David Duke said anybody that does not vote for Donald Trump is voting against their race. I guess that was just to his regular listeners, because anybody of color voting for Trump is voting against their race, even though that's what 46% of the Hispanic community in Nevada did last week. You believe that?
Wow. Yeah, but I can, of course. Shoot, black folks vote against themselves. They voted for Barack Obama.
Don't start with me now.
Of course. They probably vote for Hillary, too, voting against themselves again.
Man.
Come on.
Leave Barack
Leave the
alone.
Mexicans alone.
You leave Cornell West loving. Anyway. and why you always got that same neck thing on?
I don't know what that's about. I got to say.
Is that an ascot? Is that a Frederick Douglass look that he's going for? He dresses like one of those old abolitionist trading cards. You know, he steps right out of 1859
but hey,
with that suit.
I got to say,
I love him.
You remember it though. It's just like when people say, when you look at Don King, what do you remember?
Well, Cornell kind of got that Don King thing, that little bit of white in there.
True. So you remember that, even though I don't know what that thing around his neck is.
No, but I want to get one.
Me too.
I bought an ascot in Buffalo last weekend. Went and bought myself an ascot.
So you get an ascot, I'll get a cravat. What's the difference between those two things anyway, Kate?
About $13, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, David Duke and now different Klan groups have different members of the KKK have endorsed Donald Trump.
Surprise.
Not since George Wallace have they had a mainstream politician they could feel representing their own interests. So now here's the best part. So they asked Donald Trump, do you denounce the Klan and David Duke and everything they stand for? And at first he goes, yes, I do. And he goes, well, I don't. And now he says, I do not know enough about David Duke or the Ku Klux Klan to renounce or decline their support. Now, they've proven, on Facebook, so it must be true, over 100 times, his grandfather was a member of the Klan. So, so Donald, you never heard of the Ku Klux Klan? You never saw Mississippi burning? Where were you in the 60s when they were trying to keep their white rights right? So...
Well, look, as they say in the Caribbean, Donald Trump is a jam-blasted liar. In 2000, the Reform Party was trying to recruit him in 2000. He said at the time that he doesn't want to associate with that party because they've got a socialist, a communist, Leona Fulani, a neo-Nazi, Pat Buchanan, and Ku Klux Klan member David Duke. So he doesn't want to associate with them. That's what he said in 2000. So, of course, who in the world would think that in 2016 that Donald Trump doesn't know who David Duke and the Ku Klux Klan is?
He may have forgot.
But hey, I think what it is that my man does not want to skew away his votes, right? Because he knows that those people who are going to vote for him will vote for him, and they don't want him saying, look, I don't want to accept the nomination, the endorsement from the Ku Klux Klan. But so Donald doesn't... Yeah, Donald Trump doesn't give a shit. Donald Trump is America's Rob Ford. You can say anything in the world, and he still have his percentage of people who will vote for him.
And nor does he want to alienate the Klan and David Duke, because if he is going to be the next Hitler, he will need brown shirts.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps saying he's the next Hitler. Like he says he's gonna deport the Mexicans. Well, how are you gonna
that's
deport all the Mexicans? Well, you gotta round them up. Now, when was the last time there was a major roundup of human beings?
Well,
Okay.
actually, Barack Obama's been doing his fair share rounding up. He's deported more Mexicans
But on
and
planes,
Latinos
he ain't
than-
using trains. If
Yeah,
you're gonna do
okay.
mass deportation, you gotta go Boxcar Willie style on.
Yeah, no, he's been using the official American police forces and so on. But anyway, go ahead.
But they're
I
illegal.
digress. I
They're-
digress.
they're illegal. Plus, he had to do that because they try to say a brother was light on crime and light on security.
But
so
he promised comprehensive reform.
yes,
In-
and he's
immigration
still
reform.
trying to do it. He tried to give the Dreamer clause.
Yeah.
And they shot that shit down.
Sure.
He said, if you can put on a uniform and fight, maybe die for your country, we'll give you citizenship. And they all shaking their heads, going, nah, on that
So
one.
Trump looks like he's totally embraced the right wing, the racists, the neo-Nazis. He totally has. So whether or
No,
not
he hasn't
David
embraced
Duke-
them. They've embraced him.
Yeah, they've embraced.
I don't love you, but you love me.
Whether or not
I can't help
he
who loves me.
accepts the endorsement
It's
from
there.
David Duke, he's there. His mindset is there. The things he's been saying is David Duke-ish. Remember what Jamie Foxx said about Whitney Houston? That I can't say for sure that Whitney is on crack, but she is acting crackish.
Okay.
So it's the same thing with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is acting Ku Klux Klanish in the things he says, the things he does, his platform, the whole shebang. And what we see is that in America, what is disheartening about it is that in America, that he probably might win the Republican nomination.
I think he may win it all, bro.
I think he can beat Hillary too, to tell you the
You know?
truth.
And you know what? And I blame you.
How is that, Kenny?
Well, I've been saying this for 3 years now. Okay, first of all, I just watch TV when I stay in, and they got all these redneck-orientated shows.
Oh yeah, there's so
And-
many of them.
Yes, but meanwhile, I was also watching this big uprise of hate and more racism before, and they're always saying that Obama was the one causing it.
And of course, my influence in America is so at a all-time high, Kenny. So I can see why you would blame me.
No. See, so you always find fault with what Obama has been doing.
Oh yes, that dude has
That's
been a
what the right
disaster
w-
for black folks.
But the right wing's been screaming he's been doing that to the entire country. So you are basically singing the same thing about Obama that Trump supporters have been saying about Obama.
Oh yeah, well, some of the things they
Different-
say about Obama is true. I
different-
mean, not the
different
racial
book.
things,
Y'all
but
diff-
look,
different
20
book
million
about 'em.
people, extra people have gone on to the poverty rate since he's gone in there. $350 billion have been lost by black Americans and Hispanics in that time.
But was
He
that
has
be-
coddled himself with Goldman Sachs, and he is, as Cornel West said, he is the what do you call it, the black mascot of Wall Street oligarchs. The
Without
dude is
Wall
a
Street,
slave.
America
Obama
doesn't
is a
run.
slave. Obama is a slave to the 1% status quo, Kenny.
Well, then why are you going to beat on a slave? You just like a brown shirt. You just whoop it. You just. This is Glory, and Denzel had a better suit to rip off his back, and you grab the whip and whip him for it. So,
12 years a slave, baby. 12 years a slave.
so Obama's only had to do 8. But the right's been, just the popularity of all they've been waiting to get even for 8 years of a
Absolutely,
black president.
absolutely. Mhm.
Okay, and regardless if it's a black president doing it the way you wanted it to be, I was reading somebody says, well, he wasn't going to come in, he couldn't come in like he was Stokely Carmichael because he never got elected.
Yeah, but you don't need to come in.
And he
like
was always
Stokely.
conservative, brother.
Look,
he was
Shirley
always-
Chisholm ran for president
And
back
she- and what- how
in the
many
day.
votes she get?
I'm
11.
saying, look at her platform. You don't have to be like that. When Jesse Jackson formed the Rainbow Coalition, you don't have to cuddle up to Wall Street. I mean, he had.
But
so what
want
I'm
to
saying
talk?
is that-
You want to talk about self-serving and misappropriation of funds? Talk about Operation Push.
Well, look, talk about the Clintons.
Well, but they lawyers. They came out telling you we're about to get the green.
But here's what I think about Trump. Here's what's been happening, I think, with the Republican Party. Is that for years what's been happening, the Republican Party has been sliding further to the right. They're all right, but they've been further to the right, to the right, to the
Uglier,
right.
dumber, right.
Yahoo for Yahoo. So, for instance, after the Tea Parties, so the Tea Parties came in, they're like, we're right wing than you. You got the right wing religious fanatics, we righter than you. When you have John McCain and Sarah Palin running for president and vice president, that's ridiculous, right?
McCain, I used to consider one of the good Republicans.
Good, what, that war criminal? You know he was tried as a war criminal and Nixon pardoned him?
Well, he was also
He spilled the beans when the Vietnamese
tortured him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what you're supposed to do with your torture. You know,
And he
if money
gave
was
up.
missing at your house and your daddy took a belt at your ass, you confessed after
You
three
know how
whips.
many American soldiers got killed because of the information he gave to the Vietnamese.
Well, I still blame Johnson for sending him there in the first place.
So we got from McCain now to now. So you look at the
I
the
miss
roster.
old school Republicans.
Yeah, you look at the roster and you say, so we got Yahoo, crazy, crazier, dumber and stupid and crazier. So now Trump comes in there. Trump almost looks mainstream compared to where the party has been going. So it's logical in a way that you get a Yahoo like Trump.
You almost kind of miss those old Nixon-ish kind of Republicans.
Guys who could debate and have some issues and blah, blah, blah. Play the game a little bit away.
Like if you listen to what Trump's competitors been doing this weekend, okay, like what's the cat from Florida?
Rubio or Cruz?
Yeah, Rubio. He's been, well, Cruz is Canadian. Rubio, he's been beautiful. He's saying, Donald Trump, 6 foot tall, see how small his hands are. You know what they say about men with small hands?
You're joking.
Yo,
I don't believe you.
Yes, he said that, you know, and then he's talking about, Donald Trump when they spray paint his tan on him. So they're playing all this shit on CNN this morning. And I'm saying, these motherfuckers ain't doing nothing but playing the dozens.
Yeah.
I think the Republican nominee will be broken down and picked on by, they should just have like the three last standers, the last three last men standing, mama jokes. The Republicans should just be dependent on mama jokes and may the best mama diss win.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's bizarre listening to them debate. And whatever happened to our boy, the comedian Ben Carson?
He got real quiet after he said he stabbed somebody and they said, you a lie. That was his downfall. Remember, he was saying he beat somebody in the head with a brick, then he stabbed someone else, and then nobody could remember him ever stabbing somebody. So he lost his street cred, and he's been quiet. But you spoke for the first time in 10 years in the Supreme Court? Clarence, is that a pubic hair?
Is he still
on my coat can? Thomas. He asked questions.
What did he want to know? What does Clarence want to know anyway?
Well, that's why he hasn't said anything for 10 years. He ain't had nothing he want to know about, nothing he want to talk about. Just want to sit there and not, because he said, if I open my mouth, someone's going to mention what I did before.
I'm sorry for Americans, really, because the slate they've been given to, they probably won't go for Bernie Sanders in terms of the Democrats. So you have a vicious,
because Bernie can't win,
psychopath like Hillary versus a crazy Nazi-inspired dude like Trump. That might be the choice.
You got to go for this psychopath.
It's and I don't play that lesser of two evils. They're all evil. They're basically evil.
But you got to cheer for one to win.
I ain't cheering for one. They're both going to do the same thing.
If there's a pit bull and a Rottweiler in a fight, and whichever one wins gets to bite you, you're going to try and decide which dog you want to bite you, right?
Woof, woof, woof. Let me see. That's a tough one, Kenny. I'll take the alligator.
Anyway, folks, we are all out of time. So unlike a pit bull, we have to let you go. And so I remember the first time I saw a pit bull, I was maybe about 10 or 11 years old. I was with my mom in Chicago, and the one was tied outside the grocery store. And these kids outside ahead of us going in the store. And a little girl said, that's one of them bite motherfuckers. They can hold your ass and never let go. And I'd never heard of a pit bull, but I knew all I had to know about that species of dogs after this young child broke it down. It's one of them bite motherfuckers that don't ever let go.
Look, one of my in-laws in Montreal had a Rottweiler, and
they're cute.
I didn't know them. And look, the Rottweiler, in like 6 months, was like a small bear.
Yes.
That shit, I was so scared the weekend I was there, man, in the house with that dog. It was like a little cutie, but the dog was bigger than my son.
Why are black people scared of dogs?
Well,
they've been used on us over
Let me talk for those of us in the West. Woof, woof, oh shit.
One time, many years ago, I stayed at a lady's house overnight. She had a dog that was half shepherd, half Doberman. And when I got up to pee, that dog looked. So I just got back on that bed and waited till she woke up in the morning with a full bladder. I think she trained that dog not to let a man leave at night.
No, dogs are like that. Like even my in-law, they had a German Shepherd. No, sorry. What's the one? The Greyhound.
That's a Greyhound.
That's a Greyhound. Yeah. Look, I couldn't even hug up my sister-in-law, man. Because every time I'd get close to her, he'd be... And they couldn't get him not to do that because he was trying to protect her, right?
Yeah.
And I tried to cozy up to her, and she... That dog. Look, where I come from, if you see a dog first, you pelt him. If he sees you first, he barks and runs after you. So there's
an agreement. There's a
Yeah,
social agreement
dogs
between
are-
dog and Caribbean man.
Dogs never come into your house. If you see a dog in a house in the Caribbean, I'm telling you.
He's police.
So when West Indians come to a place like Toronto and we see dogs in houses, it is the strangest thing in the world to us, man.
Stressful?
Strange.
Or peculiar?
Well, we find it just crazy, really, to see a dog
You see
in
a special
house.
bed for him, or if he sleeps on the
Yeah,
owner's bed.
and kissing up a dog and so on. I mean, that takes a little getting used to based on the adversarial relationship we got with dogs.
See, now I have a friend of mine, Trevor Gumby, very funny comic in Johannesburg. He had a Sharpie, a Sharpei, you know, one of those wrinkled ass dogs. And, you know, I was there and he bit his son's stomach. The dog had to be put down because, as Griff told me, he ate someone's dog. I said, what do you mean he ate someone's dog? I thought the dog just killed everybody. He said, no, he ate a neighbor's dog. So
Yeah. Time to go down.
But you know, Griff's Oakland people, so you know he's got a different way of breaking down things. But anyway, I said, man, he says I want to get rid of this dog. Trevor says, I'd love to take him home with me, but the dog, he said, for whatever reason, the dog would bark anytime he saw white people.
Oh, so he can't be certain neighborhoods.
So I said, well, shit, I can't bring that dog home. He'll attack my wife and get stressed out over my light-skinned children. Look at me out of the corner of his eye while I'm feeding him. I said, you know how stressful he'd be in Mississauga? I couldn't even leave him in the window. He'd be barking at Caucasians all day long. So I said, I gotta leave this dog here in Johannesburg. He's not ready to move. Anyway, folks, it's a dog's life. And this show has gone too doggone long. This is Clifton Joseph, Kenny Robinson breaking down the news here on Smitty TV. Doggone it.